Previously, in part 2, I shared with you my experience with the fake vet as far back as the latter half of the 1990s, when he contravened the Dividing Fence Act and surprisingly, some 4 to 5 years after, in the presence of the police, accused me of stealing his land. Imagine if he's barefaced to say that to the police. Think of what he's telling ordinary people to get them to destroy my properties. Additionally, I shared my letter and response from a commissioned land surveyor re the contravention of the law. As time progressed and more evidence is gathered showing these gang stalkers trespassing my property, I sought razor wire to be added to the back portion of the fence where the fake vet has the concrete platform. While assessing the area and measuring the distance between the pegs at the back of the property, a contractor advised me that I could not add the wire on the fence as the fence was not on my property. He cautioned me, based on his experience, that I should brace myself for trouble. As I reflected on his words, I began to discern that there is a motive behind the way the fence was built. As the extortionist executed his plans viciously, this question kept going through my mind. What kind of person would arrange and practice organized gang stalking and extortion against women? We have already seen where the persons are fraudulently portraying themselves as vets. By accusing me of stealing his land when he contravened the Divide and Fence Act is unscrupulous. By deliberately failing to come to an amicable agreement, recast and type of fence before construction demonstrates a bad character. So in what way is a person a master of chicanery? Everyone knows that to make money you must spend money. The culture is to spend very little and have a huge return. What is this little spending called? An investment. When the return is over 1,000%, the sweeter the investment. So here is the mathematics of extortion. There are 3 possible scenarios regarding the location of the fence built by the fake vet. Note the direction and length of the fence based on the title's office diagram. Let us look at the 3 scenarios. In scene 1, the fence built crosses the true boundary line. The 31 inches given in the back was recovered in the front of lot 300. Mathematically, whatever was given in the back was recovered in the front. That is called quits. So nothing was actually surrendered or invested. But note, 1, how this gives an illusion of theft in the back, and 2, why the front peg would be removed. In scene 2, the built fence is aligned to the true boundary line in the front only. The maximum distance of 31 inches away from the boundary line is only in the back. Mathematically, the amount of land surrendered or invested is, if you will note, this approximates almost to a triangle. So it would be half base times height, which would be 0.5 times 0.79 meters times 31.95 meters equal 12.624 meters squared. Again, please note how this gives an illusion of theft in the back and why the front peg would be removed. In scene 3, the built fence may run parallel to the true boundary line, maintaining a distance of 31 inches. Mathematically, the amount of land surrendered or invested is, and as you will see from the diagram, this approximates to a rectangle. And therefore, this would be 0.79 meters times 31.959 meters, which is equal to 25.248 meters squared. But again, please note how this gives an illusion of theft in the back and why the front peg would be removed. But what are they after? Since they want me to move, then it is obvious they're after my property, a mere 384 square meters piece of land. What would be their investment returns? The formula would be amount expected over the amount invested times 100%. In summary, what is this? Situation 1, 0 amount of land invested. Any return you receive would be infinite. Situation 2, the fence is aligned with the true boundary only in the front. Amount of land invested, 12.624 meters squared. Expected returns, 3,042%. In situation 3, the fence runs parallel to the true boundary line. The amount of land invested, 25.248 meters squared. Expected returns, 1,521% minimum. So, why ask for 50% of the cost of a measly fence when there is so much to gain? Whatever the case, the building of the fence almost a meter away is to give an illusion of theft. On this basis, using slanders, lies, misleading talk, and character assassination, the fake vet laid the foundation of organized gang stalking. Think about this seriously. The fence was constructed between 1996 and 1997. After a 4 to 5 year lapse, the fake vet begins to spread malicious lies that I stole his land instead of taking steps to correct the location of the structure. Does this not speak to motive? The fence was not built to protect his property, but to lay the foundation for community-based harassment and extortion. But herein lies the motive for murder. How so? The Limitation of Actions Act set a timeline with the correction of the location of a dividing fence. If someone is squatting on your land, the law provides you with 12 years to recover property. Failure to act within that period will result in your forfeiting ownership. So, the fake vet invested possibly anywhere from 0 to 25 meters square of land and expected a return of 1,521% minimum. I, the target, have not moved. The legal years have long passed to recover his land, if any was surrendered in the first place. He sets out to destroy my property, and in their rage in action loudly say, "What? Me have to get back me land even if me have to kill her." Poisoning of 6 dogs over a period of time, removing 1 dog off the property. The animals are simply being used as target practice. Motive, people, motive. Persons have been murdered for less than this. So how have these fraudulent vets been executing their plans viciously? What other malicious lies and slanders have they been spreading like wildfire to promulgate their hate? Who are the accomplices of these extortionists in their racketeer? To not miss the answers to these questions and more, please subscribe to Who Really Is My Neighbor, the series.